my child, it's Tay. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be rather exciting because spirit fingers. I am starting a new series on my channel right now. This new series is called Taylluna's Crystal Bible. Yes, how wonderful. So I wanted to do more kind of teaching for you guys and teach you about crystals and how they work and what they mean and how to use them and all of that stuff. For the first episode today, I figured it would be a good idea to just talk about like what they are as a whole, what crystals are, where they come from, and the science behind how they work. In my next video in this series, I'm going to start tackling crystal by crystal, its individual properties and how it's used, why it's used, and things like that. So the next video is going to be all about amethyst. So if you guys have any crystals that you want to see next on this series, leave it in the comments below. So yeah, I'm really excited and I hope you guys are too, and let's get started. Yes. So how are crystals formed? Where do these magical, beautiful, wonderful things, where do these things come from? So obviously these, well, not obviously. Crystals are naturally formed in the Earth's crust over thousands and thousands of years under extreme pressure and sometimes extreme heat. So every crystal, oh my god. Every crystal is formed in a different place, under different heat, under different pressure, and that's why there's so many of them, because every, way that they're formed, they all turn out different. Make sense? Makes sense. I found this quote that I really liked, and it says, "Crystals are the Earth's DNA, a chemical imprint for evolution." And I think that's a really good way to sum up just crystals as a whole and where they come from. Crystals are a part of our Earth. They are a part of the universe. They are a natural gift, and I think that's why it's so important to work with them and explore them, because they have properties from deep, deep in this earth that otherwise we don't have access to. It's not like we can just kind of keep digging down through the earth's crust and kind of like see what's popping down there and like what vibes are down there and what energies are down there. So taking crystals that are formed over thousands and thousands of years, it's like a little gift, It's beautiful. I love it. So now that we know a little bit of how crystals are formed and where they come from, let's talk about their properties and how they actually work. To sum it up in the simplest form, everything is energy. Literally everything vibrates, and they vibrate at a different frequency. Yeah, everything vibrates. Everything gives off energy. Everything is energy. And so that is like the basis of the understanding. All right, guys, sorry if my background or my face changed. I had to stop recording, and then I decided that I wanted Subway, so I went and did that and destroyed my face, and anyway, we're back. So anyway, moving on. Just as everything has its own energy, everything is energy, each crystal has its own fundamental frequency and harmonic note, aka vibration. So that is why every crystal does different things for you and is supposed to help with different things. So like I said, when the crystals are formed, they're formed under different amounts of pressure and in different, temperatures and different things like that. Well, all of those factors have an influence on what kind of energy it will have, what kind of vibrational frequency or harmonic note it will have as it is being produced. So that gives individuality to each crystal. That's what makes everyone different, and that's why they have different healing properties, because they vibrate at different frequencies and different levels. Energy fields are affected by outside energy fields. So when crystals come together, that typically amplifies the energy that they have. The energies bounce off of each other, so it amplifies even more. Well, thinking in terms of using crystals for healing, we as humans have our own energies as well. So when our energies come in contact with crystals and vice versa, those energies will mix. So we will be influenced by the crystal's energies, and the crystal will be influenced by our energies. So this is why they say every time you buy a new crystal, it's very important to cleanse them. And you can cleanse them by sage smudging them, by using incense and just cleansing it with the smoke. Some of them can withstand water. You can cleanse them in moonlight. There's a billion different ways you can cleanse them. I'll leave some blog posts and things in the description if you want more info on that, and I will do a video on that soon. But that's why they tell you to always cleanse your crystals, especially when you come home, if you go and pick them out in a store, because every person that comes in and handles the crystal that you buy, some of their energy is transferred to it. Now, you don't know who was handling your crystal beforehand and what kind of energies that they carry, so you want to remove that crystal of all outside influence energies, and you want just the soul energy coming from that crystal. So that's why you want to cleanse them. A really fun fact that I found while I was doing some research is that crystals can absorb an indefinite amount of energy. So keep that in mind when people are like, well, I've had my crystal for a while now, is it really necessary that I continue to cleanse it? Yes. Every time you come home and you pick up that crystal and you have energy hanging on you from your day, you are just plugging it into your crystals. So keep cleansing them, guys. That's #1 tip of this video. Always cleanse your crystal. Another thing about crystals is that they contain traces of therapeutic minerals that pass through your skin, and they bring different physiological changes to the body. One example that I found of this online is that kunzite has lithium in it, which is used by doctors in medication to treat things like depression and bipolar disorder. Well, instead of ingesting the lithium that is needed and all of the other chemicals that go along with it, it's absorbed into this crystal. So by just placing it where you need it energy-wise, place it on the corresponding chakra or the corresponding energy source with that problem, it'll transfer that lithium or whatever is in that crystal through your skin and into your body, therefore creating a very similar result. I'll leave more examples of this in the description. It's kind of hard to explain, so if you want to read more on it, it's actually really interesting. It has a lot to do with like treatments and medications and things like that, so I'll leave the article that I found in the description below. So crystals are information systems that radiate energy. So when you find the right information in the right crystal carrier, the body will be brought back into balance. Crystal has what you might need, and if you put those two together, obviously it'll fix the problem. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I hope that gave you a little bit more of a scientific understanding behind crystals and what they are, and you know, things like that. So now that we know what they are scientifically, well, how do we use them and implement them into our practices to gain the benefits from them? There's quite a few ways that you can do this. Honestly, the list is never ending, so I'm just gonna list a couple of my favorites. If you guys want more in-depth videos on how to actually use crystals in any way, shape, or form, definitely let me know in the comments below. So one way of crystal healing is Reiki healing or placement healing. This is through the use of your chakras. So the chakras are your 7 energy sources throughout your body. Each chakra has energies that target a specific thing. So you have a heart chakra, that's for love, self-love. You have a root chakra, that's for grounding, staying rooted into the earth, blah, blah, blah. I could go on and on about all of those, which I will in more videos, I promise. Crystal healing is matching what crystals you need with the chakras that are out of balance. So, you know, if your throat is hurting, obviously your throat chakra is off. So we need to find crystals that will benefit your throat chakra. So you find these crystals that benefit that and you place it where your throat chakra is, obviously on your throat. I tried to pick the most obvious one. And the energies, the frequencies from that crystal and all of the things that are in the crystal physically will be released into your body, and those energies will affect your personal energies, which will in turn help fix your problem. Does that make sense? This can be physically and mentally and emotionally and blah, 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 all those different ways. Crystals are literally used for 1,010 things. So keep an open mind with this. Take it with a grain of salt. Another way to really use and implement crystals into your practice is through meditation. I like to meditate typically with one crystal at a time, depending on what I need. Again, you want to correspond it with your chakras or whatever is out of balance, so you're getting what you need from this specific crystal, and just hold it in your hands. Just get into a really, really deep meditation and just feel that crystal, connect with that crystal, share the energies that you have with it and vice versa. And it's something that takes a lot of practice and something that takes a very open mind. If you go into it saying crystals are rocks, nothing's gonna happen, this is pointless, then you're right, nothing's gonna happen, this is pointless, you're manifesting it. So go into it with an open mind and say, you know what, this might be a really cool experience for me, and I might get something out of this, and I might really connect with this stone that would be super fun to work with in the future. And just take some time to get to know it and see how it affects your body. Place it, if you can, in the corresponding, near the corresponding chakra that you're trying to balance or heal, and just let it work its magic. Just be patient. This is all about patience. This is not something that you're gonna physically pick up and just like, oh my god, I feel the amethyst. Like, it's not like that at all. So again, take it with a grain of salt. But those are some of my favorite ways to actually use crystals in my practice. And then of course, just having them out in my room and seeing them, they're so pretty. I just instantly feel happier whenever I'm around them. So just keep them around in your room. I mean, they're literally everywhere. I have an amethyst right here, actually. So pretty. Before I go, I wanted to feature 3 books that I think would really help you guys out if you're just getting into the crystal world, or if you just want to learn a little bit more about how crystals work. First book is The Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. This is exactly as it sounds. This is amazing. If you are not super familiar with some of your crystals, or if you get a new crystal and you don't really know any of the properties, get this book, I promise. Literally everything is in here. This is so helpful. It talks about its physical appearance, its attributes, its healing properties, where to hold it position-wise when you're using it, all the different kinds of different stones. I mean, this is just an amazing book. I'll link it in the description. I'll link all of these if I can find them in the description, so go check this one out. The second book that I have is called Crystal Prescriptions, the A to Z Guide to Over 1,200 Symptoms and Their Healing Crystals. This is also by Judy Hall. Judy Hall is awesome. I actually read some articles by her for this video, so anything by Judy Hall, I recommend. But this book is awesome, especially if you have a lot of physical ailments or problems. This book will, in alphabetical order, tell you which crystals will help with your certain symptoms. So pretty self-explanatory, but it's an awesome book. And the last book that I have is called The Chakra Bible by Patricia Mercier, I think. And this is awesome. This will teach you a little bit more about the chakras and the energy sources and kind of how to use your crystals and place them in the proper areas to get the most out of them. So if you want to learn a little bit more about chakras, this is the book for you. So that is it for the first video in this series. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and definitely stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to be diving all into the world of amethyst. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified when I upload that video. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Taylluna and tweet me at TayLunaYT. I would love to chat with you, and I will leave all of my links in the description. Make sure you check out my merch. I designed some pieces for you guys, so definitely go check them out. Link in the description. That is everything. I love you guys to the moon and back, and I will see you in a couple days. I have a lot of videos coming, so just get ready. Bye, guys.